Alright everyone, welcome to a new Escape from Tarkov video. In this video we're going to take a look at Shoreline and how you can play it a little bit differently than everyone else does. Everyone tends to jump into Shoreline and just run for resort, run for the high traffic areas, and die over and over and over. And if you're like me, you're not a Tarkov professional. You're not a super Chad. You want to get some loot, you want to get some gear, you want to make it out alive, you want to kill some scavs. You basically just want to build your XP so you can level. So we're going to take a look at the waterfront run. I think that Shoreline is probably my best survival rate map at this point. So let's jump right into it. All right, one thing that I wanted to mention as well is if you really want to go sort of full rat mode, if you will, doing this run at night is viable as well. If you can get used to seeing in the dark a little bit. Personally, I don't like to do night runs on stream because it's just too dark for the viewers. They can barely see what's going on. But you are a lot less likely to run into players. There are going to be people using thermals, but not that much at this point. They are very expensive still. So now we've spawned along the back wall behind the village, which is a pretty good spawn for this run. So we're going to make it through tunnel, past tunnel, all the way down the waterfront. We got pier boat if we want to get out quick. We've got road to customs and a couple others along the way which we could check out if we need to. So a really good spot that I like to hit up if you can get in here early. Now I decided to actually bring whole bunch of grenade launcher ammo just to play around with that as well. Not actually that great right now. Well, I mean, car battery, I'm probably not going to keep it because it just weighs you down so much. It's tough to move. Like, we're already at 51 kilograms, which is overweight. So now there are spawns on either side here, so you just want to be careful when you're coming back through here because there will tend to be guys sitting in bushes waiting for movement, as we call them in my squad, bush Wookiees. They tend to just sit in the bushes, and then when you run by, they just kind of... This area here can be a bit of a hot spot as well. People looting in these buildings. Sometimes there's scavs along here as well. Take an overlook here at the tunnel on Overwatch. Just take a look and see if there's any scavs moving around. If you need some long distance kills as well, this can be a really good spot. Because if you look out at the island, sometimes if it's not foggy, you can get a pretty good view of any scavs that have spawned on the island. But it looks pretty clear to me so far. But you got to be careful here if you do sit here for any period of time, because guys will sit in these bushes and get an angle on you down here. Now there is a spawn right here. Sometimes if you can get down there quick enough, you can kind of catch those guys walking away. But they usually kind of head straight up here, right up to the resort. So they're usually long gone by the time you get here. So we'll cut down to the island here. There are the island can be really hit or miss. Sometimes you can get really good stuff out here and a lot of stuff. Another time it hardly anything spawns, so... Oh, I hear a scav. are they? I heard two of them. There's one. This thing is so much fun. Looks like we got some weather rolling in. So, I mean, you get weapon parts out of here. The spot over here is really good. Just be careful when you're checking these, though. You can get sniped pretty easily, so I usually lay down when I search. I've gotten graphics cards out of here, and lots of other valuable stuff. On scav runs, these med bags are very handy. You get something good, painkillers. When you come into the house here, you always want to check on the floor in this area, because I've had Salewas, other medical supplies just sitting there on the floor. I'm not sure whether that's an intentional thing or whether they just don't spawn. Put a flashlight on there on our grenade launcher. I don't know whether that's an intentional thing or whether the spawn just misses the box, but a couple of crates left. Thermometer. I'm actually just kind of curious to see. Oh, that's great. Just curious about the range on this. That's, yeah, this thing is be really handy if you're taking shots from the hill. You never want to run on the beach or the road through here because you're just such an open target. Now, in a perfect world, you can cut down here. But you're so exposed up through here. But there is a cache right here. Now, I don't know all the cache locations off the top of my head. There are a few along this route that I usually hit on a regular basis. Now, I wouldn't normally run this gun with a suppressor, but you do lose a lot in recoil reduction with the 7.62 with a suppressor, but there should be a couple more scavs over here. I don't hear any. It's unusual that they're... There you are. You gotta watch out for those shotguns now. They'll one-tap you easy. So up here, we got this room here. If you have the key for it, it can be pretty lucrative. Weapon parts on the table. Crates. If you need weapons, it's a good spot. And this key here is the, I believe it says HEPS on it, which is this one here. It's not overly expensive. Got some toolboxes for little bits. So down here, now I really want to go into the gas station on this run because I think it's kind of little known that you can still get into the gas station. I don't have a lot of meds, but so this video ended up being very long, so I'm actually going to cut it into 2 parts. So make sure you check back later for part 2. Thank you for checking out the video. Again, you can check me out on twitch.tv/OldJonnyP for live streams 3 days a week. And yeah, thank you for hanging out, and I hope this has been informative for you.